And we just got to hit home this nostalgic segment. Going back to what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, all good. There was so much that happened over these past 4 years, and then even now these past 2 years with the podcast. It's been incredible. I just would love to talk about it.
Yeah, and we got a couple things written down, but honestly, we can take this to whatever extent we would like.
Mm-hmm.
I will start with, I went to a 24-hour fitness, probably 2 or 3 years ago, and in the Lost and Found was this long-sleeve Cornell shirt, and I just grabbed it because I was like, yeah, this is cool. So I grabbed it, and I started wearing it, and then when we started hanging out, freshman or sophomore year, you just, absolutely loved that Cornell shirt, and I was like, yeah, thanks. And then you're like, my dad went to Cornell, and then, anything else after that?
And I got a Cornell shirt, and now we wear it whenever we have, a big-time event.
It's our jerseys.
It's our jerseys. It's our attire.
Yeah, and now that's literally the story behind that, the nostalgia behind it, I guess. What does nostalgia even mean, by the way? I know you looked it up earlier.
Yes, nostalgia is a sentimental longing or wistful affection for the past, typically for a period or place with happy personal associations.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
I mean, just having that story and just the simplicity of it,
right?
But the love we have for those shirts and why we wear them, it's just it's unique.
And we don't have any affiliation to Cornell besides I kind of. Your dad went there. My sister does go there.
Yeah.
So we do have a lot more affiliation than most.
To the podcast
has no affiliation.
Yeah. So that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I want to talk about our handshake. I think that just one of those. It's a soccer handshake. You just embrace the palm of a hand, and it's a collapse. For those of our audio listeners right now, bad podcasting.
This is super bad podcasting, but you pretty much just are locking hands, and I think that's how your hands were meant to shake this way, in my opinion.
Okay.
Just being firm and just sticking it out there for everyone to see instead of doing all kinds of tricking stuff, and it's just plain and simple. Mm-hmm. And it's definitely nostalgic because we do that all the time.
It's our greeting whenever we see each other, soccer handshake. Whenever we say goodbye, soccer handshake. Whenever we kill a segment, soccer handshake. Any picture we take, soccer handshake.
We just posted on Instagram yesterday when we did it, and that was the most likes we've ever gotten on a picture.
Yeah.
Over 300 and
I'm looking at this photo we have, the collage we have behind us, and
we're doing it right here.
We're doing it right here. We're doing it right there. We're doing it right here. There's 3 of them in the collage.
In the collage. We got to make another one of these, by the way.
Yeah, Season 1 collage is phenomenal. Season 2 collage will be even better.
Yeah. Another nostalgic thing, I don't know if this is necessarily happy, but we found out we don't actually need a producer to produce a podcast. You do a lot of the producing, but it doesn't mean you.
We don't need someone listening.
We don't need a separate person.
It would be nice. We don't need it. Wants versus needs.
Wants versus needs.
I think Perfect. A want would be having one, but early on we thought we needed it, and it was hilarious. I mean, that is just something to think about. We had Steve coming in. We're calling him 30 minutes before we did a show. Are you coming? We always have to beg him to come in here and just kind of work the audio in the background.
Act like he's doing something while we're...
And then when he wasn't here, we got Mark to come. And then we got Greg to come. Then we had Hunter Morosi for President Sullivan.
We needed, we
thought we
were
needed someone.
Freaking out because we were holy cow, we need someone to listen to the audio.
Yeah.
We just couldn't trust it. That was the funniest thing ever, though, when we picked Hunter up we just grabbed one of the, a random football kid in the where we were eating, and we're like, hey, you need to come with us at noon to interview President Sullivan. At the time, it was a huge deal. Actually, still is a big deal, so shout out to Hunter. That's a big deal. Good for him. Another thing, the burritos post-workout. So Andrew and I are average guys as far as weightlifting, so we lifted about the same amount of weight, and always were working out at 6 a.m. for football. Back, was this junior year? When we first started?
Junior year, spring.
Yeah.
The very first, 20 episodes of the podcast or whatnot.
Yeah, probably first 10, whatever we did that semester. But yeah, that was so funny because we would go work out at 6 a.m. Andrew had a class, probably a 9:35 class or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, so I had a 9:35, so Andrew and I would get done working out at around 8, so we'd have an hour and a half to kill, and we would just go and grab burritos, and we would sit down in a booth nearby and just talk numbers and talk podcasting.
The early times of the podcast, just trying to figure out what to do with it. Because, again, we've said many times, we were just trying to find our identity. So we would sit there 3 times a week.
Crunching numbers,
eating these burritos. It was pretty cool, though.
That's cool.
What we were able, because we thought we were super busy. We probably could have made more time in the day for it.
Yeah.
But it was a perfect time slot to, right after we had just gotten swole.
Yeah.
Feeling ready and lively. And then getting after it, business work right away before we get to class.
Yeah, and I think that was super tough too, or super necessary too, because if you think about the stuff we were talking about, it was like, hey, what's your battle with iTunes right now? Hey, what's going on with like Twitter, Instagram? So we had a lot of stuff that we had to figure out right away, and we needed to have those kind of meetings. 'Cause otherwise, I mean, getting messages over text is not as reinforcing, or you don't get as much done as when it's just like you and I sitting next to each other working on this stuff. And it was just so funny because you'd be like, dude, frick, still not on iTunes.
Yeah.
Or like, how do we start a website? Like, here's another one that I really like too is coming up with our domain name. Yourbackpockets.com. How long did we sit down
And went through all the options?
It was like the Back Pocket taken. The Backpocket podcast. That'll be $20. Oh, it's like, oh my God. What can we do? And we didn't want to do the backpocketpodcast.com. I just think that's just way too it was just longer.
It was too long, and if like we were able to branch off and do other things,
right?
We didn't know where we were going to take it at that time.
Yeah.
So having the Back Pocket, which was our first choice, it was like $1,400, and we're like, no way, we're going to buy that off you, stupid URL.com.
Yeah, it was like a URL website that buys domain names, and the Back Pocket was like, we were trying to sell it to him for like, he was trying to sell it to us, for like $3,000. I remember I left him a message asking if we could just have it for free because we're college kids, and he was like, no, like you can't just have something that we sell for free. So sorry about that.
Whatever.
Whatever.
But I think the overarching, most nostalgic thing that we could talk about right now, with graduation coming to a close, is the 18th hole. Come June 1st, will no longer house the boys, and that means the Washington Capital, numero uno, will have to be shut down, and we'll have to get Washington number 2.
We're going to call it the Washington again, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And we're going to call it Washington 2.0?
I think so.
Perfect. That's all right. Glad we got that out of the way. Now reflecting. Yeah, this place, we're done. It's slanted. It has so much crap on the ground. And it's just got, everything has a story in this room. It's the coolest thing ever.
It's right now, which is pretty cool. It's like the perfect temperature.
Oh,
like May.
It's blessing us.
May gives us like a little, like a 1 month period where we have good weather. It's not cold and it's not steamy hot. It's like, it's got that perfect, it's incredible right now.
Yeah, and it's so small. Like, we took Austin in here, Austin Doomer, MB Outdoors, the CEO of MB Outdoors. We took the CEO of MB Outdoors in our podcast room, and he was like, dang, this place is tiny. And we're like, yeah, because it's good for audio. You got to have a tiny space.
Yep.
It's just got a lot of natural light.
Yeah. It's just everything around here. We'll probably bring most of it, but we're definitely going to have to leave our mark. We have to leave our mark somehow.
Right. We should, like, are we going to, like, spray paint the wall or something?
Yeah.
Like, we should turn that logo into a stencil.
Yeah, we could just cut that out. Or we could do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Do a different board and stencil and then spray paint over it.
Yeah, just stencil the Back Pocket logo and spray paint it on here. That'd be sick. That's a good idea.
I love this place.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss it, dude. It's gonna be tough to leave, but we have a sweet new place lined up. We're in uptown Minneapolis. It's gonna be sweet.
But that's the past. Right now we're in the future, or right now we're in the present.
We are in the.
It feels like my mind's in the future, but I'm living in the present. And I'm embracing this moment, and I'm loving what we're doing right now. So we just got to remember that everything that we went through is able to get us to what we are today, and we just got to love what's going on right now. We have two recordings left here. One right now, one next week, and then we'll be done here. But let's love Send It Sunday right now.
Yeah, let's just be here. And what's right now is Josh Perry.